Everything that we do back here starts with the grain. Now this is our bourbon whiskey grain bill, which is 60% corn, 20% red winter wheat, and 20% malted barley. Now what we do with that when we make the bourbon whiskey is then we age it in our charred oak barrels. Of course, in the United States, to be bourbon, it's got to be aged in a brand new charred oak barrel, and that barrel can only be used one time for bourbon. Now everything else that we make here, our corn whiskey moonshine, all of our flavored moonshines, and our vodka are made out of a simple grain bill of 80% corn, 20% malted barley. When I'm done stripping the alcohol out of the grain, I pump the grain out into a tank on a trailer, and I've got a farmer up over Sales, Missouri that picks it up and mixes it with hay or silage and feeds it to his cattle. So we get the grain from the farmer, extract our stuff out of it that we want, and we send it back to another farmer's cattle feed. So that's a nice loop to have as far as the environmental impact of it. We really don't have any waste here to speak of. The first stuff off the still, we refer to it as foreshots. It's mostly acetone. This is the stuff back in the day would make you go blind, right? You have to drink a lot of it, but I'm gonna take a smell of that. Pretty nasty stuff. People talk about the Whiskey Rebellion, right? But if you go back even further to 1733, the Molasses Act, okay? We learned in school about the Boston Tea Party, but it all kind of started with the Molasses Act in 1733. You know, back then, there were over 100 rum distilleries just in the city of Boston. They used to get all their molasses for that rum from the French West Indies. Good molasses, the superior sugar cane grown in the French West Indies. And the French couldn't make rum out of their molasses, so it was cheap and easy to get, so the colonists bought their molasses from the French West Indies. Well, King George and the British government didn't care for that, so they imposed the Molasses Act, which was going to tax this molasses coming from the French West Indies to force the colonists to buy molasses from the British West Indies. It's like, I relate it to cookies. Okay, you can go to the store and you can buy a box of cookies, and they taste fine, they're okay, and that's what we all do, but they're never like the cookies your grandma made when you were a kid, or your mom. You know, there's something different about that. Everybody laughs, it's made with love, right? Well, there's something really to that. And I think our connection and our success here as a distillery, in large part, is because people come here and they see it's real. It's not artificial. We're not just about the dollars in what we do.